you're the real king of Route 66.
The king of Route 66.
Okay, hello everyone and welcome to tonight's randomized gaming stream. Tonight is the last of the normal nightly streams we'll be doing this year, so this is it
AM2
for the base streams. I'm afraid if you're hoping for any more, there won't be any more. I will be taking some time off. I may well be taking some time off in the new year as well to get a load of outstanding video projects done so we can do some interesting quality on the channel. As I think the streaming's been good, but I don't necessarily think it's great for content in some areas. But I will try to do it. I might do a mix of making sure we get at least one video out a day, but doing a mix between streaming and normal content. So this is the King of Route 66, probably better known as 18 Wheeler 2. It was released on PlayStation 2 in 2003, and that title screen's actually a lie because it wasn't developed by SEGA AM2 and Sega. It was co-developed by SEGA AM2 and Tose. Tose infamously are the shadow developer who notoriously don't take credit. And as part of the course, Tose's stuff is never actually that good. I mean, Tose have worked on a lot of games doing all sorts of outsourcing. They are one of the biggest, and if not the #1 Japanese outsourcing developer. Often they've claimed to be quite ninja-y, but these days they're quite well known. And to be honest, most of the games they've worked on aren't that good. They are cheap and nasty, if I'm going to be honest about Tose. And Tose... his work has suffered a lot. I think that they could be better. I just think their work is just not up to scratch a lot of the time. And this port shows because it's very different to the arcade game. And I don't think it's as good as the arcade game. It was clearly done by someone who didn't understand what the arcade game was about, and as this was sub-done by a developer Tose, that kind of explains it. So without further ado, let's jump in. This was released in 2003 on PlayStation 2, and it was developed by Sega AM2 and Tose, so it's a co-developed project. Tose did all the programming art. AM2, I think, oversaw the game and did the visual and did the CG intros, and Sega produced it. So it's based on the arcade game, but it's a very different game. So that's for the introduction. Of course, I'm your host of this stream, Random Game Riven, and I will say hi to our commentators. Was that DB Poldermans, and hi to XGaming765. Thanks for joining the stream tonight. This was the one you said you want to see 18 Wheeler, so I thought I can't do 18 Wheeler at the minute because the Dreamcast, but I thought, and we've covered 18 Wheeler, but I thought we haven't covered the PlayStation version of Route 66. So we've got options, verse, royal. There's quite a lot of modes as you see in this one. So Route 66 challenge, rival. That's the verse battle.
options.
Let's see what the options are. Is there any mode particularly you guys want to see in the comments? So we've got the Route King of 66. I believe I have a finished save file for this. He says with bated breath. There are quite a lot of secrets in this. I think I've definitely done the King of Route 66. I don't think I've done the Queen, so there we go. The King of Route 66 status. So there are... there are quite a few routes and additional changes in this version. Jackhammer, Annie, Killer Bee. Some of these characters are actually so... they've added in a number of characters for this one. Lizard Tail, Bigfoot, Danny E, and Mr. Crows. I think, yeah, there's Luna Queen is the tornado. She's one of the bosses. Yeah, she's the deputy. So basically they added an additional storyline. Mr. Crow here is running the facility. Originally it's just Lizard Tail and one of the other guys in the arcade. And a lot of this was added in for the PS2 version to give it additional content. Normal speed, okay, exit. Sound and screen stereo, BMG, adjust, I think that's good, yeah. Button assign player 1, controller, so we've got nitros on the circle. Some of the races in this one, so horns L1, wipers at R1, drive gears R2, reverse gears L2. Okay, view changes, accelerate, brake. So I've done the King of Route 66. That's just basically the arcade storyline. I haven't done Route 66. Let's see what Route 66
challenge.
See what the challenge mode's like first. Been a little while since I played this, so I don't think I did much of the challenge mode, if I'm being honest. In fact, I think I did the arcade mode, and then I didn't bother doing anything else, so... Let's have a quick go on the challenges, yeah. This version has a lot of content. I think I unlocked a few things after beating the game as well. Let's do emblem catch.
Pick your truck.
So Texas Horse, we have Highway Cat, we have the Iron Ball, we have Soul Man, and we have Ibichiban. There is an additional female character who's drivable on the colour, but she's not here at the minute. I think I may have unlocked one. I think Ibichiman is the hidden character in the original arcade game. You could also drive as Lizard Tail. So. I'll be Soul Man for a change. This version is much harder than the arcade version in places, as they've deliberately increased the difficulty in parts. In fact, it wasn't actually anywhere near as good because some of the races in this version you have to drive near perfectly, and it's just not that much fun.
Ready? Get going.
We're definitely not getting all of these in one sitting. But it's certainly still very good fun to play, and it's...
You blew it.
You mean I have to take all the emblems? They've also got to drive to a snail's place. So 50, 55 or 60. Okay. Let's try that again and go on a go slow. We can even reverse and grab a few.
Pick your truck.
I'm the Soul Man. I'm the Soul Man. It's actually quite a good game. It's not that expensive to pick up. I would recommend it if you're a fan of the original 18-wheeler. But if you're a fan of the arcade version of Route 66, you might be a bit disappointed this is not a straight port. But there are very few games that this arcade and you actually get to play with a big old 18-wheeler, so to speak. In fact, I was surprised there hasn't been more. I mean, 18-wheeler was actually quite a good game. Admittedly, 18-wheeler had the advantage of being the game with just the massive cab.
Wrong way.
I missed that one.
Hurry up, there's no time left. Hurry up, there's no time left. Time's up.
Oh, just out. You pretty much got to get every single one at quite high speeds.
Pick your truck. Soul Man.
Let's go for gold. So this challenge mode, literally, as you can see, there's lots of different challenges. At least you got some nice replayability in this version.
Ready?
The main game is based on the arcade game, but there's quite a few changes, notably how the stages work. You get an intro for each stage. There are sort of cutscenes with the various characters as well. They've also upped the difficulty, so often you have to, whereas in the original arcade you just had to deliver them, in the home version you do have to race against enemies in every single race, and often those enemies are take the cheapest route possible, so you literally have to respond by taking the cheapest route.
Hurry up, there's no time left. Nice driving.
I think gold is actually we're getting every single one. You did it! You got the bronze medal! Route 66 is an actual highway in the US as well, so... Long haul that was Project Annie. And then let's take a look after the main game after this, so...
Pick your truck. Highway cat.
Thank you.
ram or the other.
Here we go. You blew it.
I didn't trash enough cars on the way to work, so to speak. Convoy go. Certainly some crazy mini games, so I'll do this. I think I'll do the Queen of the Road.
Pick your truck.
So I actually probably want speed and weight.
So man. Ready? Get going. You blew it.
68 yards. Okay, so if I really just held that down, should be able to smash it miles then. Interesting little set of mini games. So let's take a look at. So we've got the Route 60 Challenge Rival Chase.
Rival chase. Pick your truck.
As the original, there's definitely a few unlockables, so
Highway cats.
Thank you.
Hey, you! Haven't seen you around here before.
You trying to do business around here without Tornado's permission?
This is tornado turf.
yeah, most of the characters from this are from 18 Wheeler. So Lizard Man here is actually Lizard Tails from 18 Wheeler. He was the villain in 18 Wheeler. Soul Man, I think a few of the others as well. Ibitiush is also one of the secret characters from 18 Wheeler. So
Don't think you can do whatever you want and get away with it.
Huh? What are you looking at me for? Do you have something to say?
We'll teach you a lesson, right, bro?
Ah! Go, Bigfoot!
and yes, once again, Tornado are the villains. Although I think it's just Lizard Tail, whereas now Lizard Tail is part of an organisation called Tornado, that's rival truckers. Now these chase stages are all going to be based on the arcade level. So the arcade levels are still in here, but you just a slightly different presentation presented around them.
Catch us
Ah, it's trying to help me to go across. There are a few secret routes as well. You can do jumps and stuff. He's going to win this one.
Got it. Here we go.
Oh, damn it.
You lose. I won. Did you see that, bro?
Serves you right, baby.
Give that another shot just to show you some bit more driving. Let's see if I can actually do a bit better. I'd try not to crash as much.
Ready? Get going.
So you can actually turn the windscreen wipers on by pressing R1. And I should actually just damage my rival quite badly there. You also get things like slipstream if you get behind them. And we get the cool wing mirror as well in the reverse. So in this rival mode, this is clearly a head-to-head race.
Got it.
That's annoying. There are a couple of hidden ones where you can hit jumps and things in the arcade.
Here we go.
As much as I like the first-person view, it is a little bit claustrophobic.
Here we go. Here we go. Got it.
Nope, he's going to win again. Crash too much into walls.
You lose.
Give that another shot. See if I can do well.
I won.
Right, let's put the pedal to the metal. Yeah, as much as I like the first-person view, it is a bit claustrophobic.
Ready?
You do lose some of the field of view for this, which is essential, seeing as the game these things do handle like 18-wheeler trucks, and you ain't turning them round quickly. They do have quite a slow turning circle, so you do want to take advantage of that slipstream benefit as well. Get behind them. Or... Oh, I was trying to take him off road there.
Wrong way.
Come on. Reversed it. I'll restart. Got to take that. Got to slow down at that corner.
Ready? Get going!
Our trucks are invincible. Catch your CP killing them.
I think you can also take out your rival if you're doing them enough damage if you want. So there are two ways to win. Right, I'm going to win this one this time. Make sure I don't screw up at that last turn, because this turn here is incredibly tight. I'm pretty sure the AI does cheat slightly a bit as well, so you just be a bit prepared for that. Oh.
You lose.
Oh, I don't believe I just lost that. In the head right until the end. Okay, let's get that one last shot. Largely this version is a basically head-to-head racing, which is the main change to the arcade version, and I didn't like this version as much because they clearly upped the difficulty purely for some of the races, so it was a case of learning the exact route the driver went to maximise. So I do love the destruction you can absolutely cause in this by just wrecking everything as you go along. And
Lose.
how did... Okay, so this is one of the other things. It's a bit dicey with some of the... the races there. That was a... I pipped him at the post. course, don't try this at home, kids. Yeah, I know, it was... you wouldn't want to take an 18-wheeler. Effectively, your character just crashes their 18-wheeler through pretty much everything going, but it is incredibly good fun. I'm pretty sure he gets a boost there in that last section as well, just to make it.
Here we go. You lose.
I would.
Okay, well,
Game over.
I'll give that moment a miss. I beat him by some comfortable margin on that one. I'm baffled. So the King of Route 66 is like similar to the original arcade mode. I haven't done the
Queen of Route 66.
I think this opened up after I beat the King of Route 66, so... let's see what the Queen of Route 66 is like.
Pick your truck.
So this is the Queen of Route 66. I will stick with Highway Cat.
Highway Cat.
Thank you.
Oh, he actually destroy the rival. Okay, thanks for that, Adam Van Tasman. Thanks for letting me know. And yes, join the stream. Thanks for joining the stream. So, oh, you actually got destroyed. Yeah, that means you've literally got to ram them off road pretty quickly then. I should probably read the manual, shouldn't I? Rival mode. Where did it say? Rival chase. The aim is to not get to the goal first, but to attack your opponents. They haven't even put a space there, and knock them out of the race within the time provided. Okay, yep. So I should have read that before, but after that means you've got really very little time to smash them to pieces. The corkboard. What I will say, this game does have an awful lot of content, the PS2 version. It's just a shame Tose did the programming, and this game does differ quite a bit from the arcade, and I kind of prefer the arcade. I would have liked if there was just a pure arcade mode in it with the intros and stuff, and then they had all the PS2 extras. Yeah, you're going to have to really go for Lizard's Tail. I might give that a shot later and try into part settings. We won't be able to change anything, I'm guessing. It seems odd it's called the Queen of Route 66, but there's only one playable female character present. There are other ones. There's another girl in a yellow bikini on the front, but she's not playable at present. Tune shop as well. So we can adjust the farts, yeah. Not that we'll be adjusting anything. So we go back in Illinois. I think but the game basically follows the arcade route. So Illinois, this stage here that we saw earlier, is actually the first stage in the arcade as well.
Yeah, ladies and gents.
Oh, this guy reminds me a bit of the presenter from Sports Jam on Dreamcast.
Welcome to the Illinois Queen of Route 66 Rally! If you can complete all the goals set forth by the Queen of Illinois and reach the goal first, you win! The first place winner will win the grand prize and the honor of being King of Illinois.
King of Illinois, even though this is called the Queen of Route 66, and I've already done the King mode in the
Let's
past.
have the Queen explain. Wait, what's wrong, Queen?
Attention, everyone. My jewelry shop has just been robbed. All my jewels were stolen. Please, get them back for me.
Oh no! That's terrible! Let's get those jewels back for the Queen! Go for it, everyone!
Okay, so this one gives us set challenges. So we've got to collect 100 jewels. And no doubt this one, because we've got an adaptable vehicle, you're obviously going to probably find that you need to get a better vehicle to get better times and scores.
Ready?
So the rival chase would help if I'd actually read the man. You probably read the text coming up. Okay, so 150.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can definitely go up here. I tried to go up here before, but I hit the... I just missed one there.
Yes. Yes.
Now the question is, how much time does this game grant you? Because I suspect it is... Oh, it's got to drive around the area. Okay, so we actually only have a section of the map.
Oh, yes. Wow. No. Okay.
There's no time left.
Oh my.
Something down the start of the right as well.
Time's up.
Okay, you gotta... One of the things with this is you have got to take very specific routes for everything. This game did feel like there wasn't much leeway, so... Now can I get to retry? Do I get to retry? So we've got a circle route round here, so I'm going to take this circle route first.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is what?
Yes. Oh. Oh. Yes. Yes. No. Go. Oh. Yes. Yeah. No. All right.
I just need to follow the map on that one. I couldn't quite see. I knew there was a gem there. I just couldn't quite see where it was. Okay. Okay. Alright. You don't get a lot of time with this, that's for sure. Obviously, the tune-up is really. Ooh.
No. Oh.
Hurry up, there's no time left.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my.
Time's up.
Is that good enough? Does that qualify? No, by the looks of it. Okay, so clearly the game is giving you, I'm going to have to drive like A, a bat of hell, and B, the game's giving you lots of cash incentives. I should probably not bother going through that inner route and go back and around, back. Thank you, X Gaming 76. Yeah, I should probably be a bit faster. I think I need to take a better optimal drive.
Ready? Get going.
Hang in there.
Right, ignore that one. Take a hard right. I'm just going to drive like a man possessed, so to speak.
All right. All right. Yes. All right. No. Oh yes. Okay. Oh yes.
Okay, so I'm going to grab that one last.
No.
Let's hope this is a better route.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't actually see where this gem is.
No. No.
Ah, I messed that up. Okay, so you've got to take very specific routes. Yeah, so I basically messed up that last bit.
Hurry up, there's no time left.
Oh my.
Ah, I missed that one. Okay, so...
Time's up.
Okay, that was my bad driving there. I would have done that otherwise. One thing we'll say, in comparison to the arcade game, the base king of the Route 66 mode, having done both, is much, much harder in this version. The arcade feels like quite a nice casual drive in the 18-wheeler, and I like a few of the mechanics that were in the arcade version. They're actually missing in the PS2 version. The PS2 version they've definitely revved up to make more of a home game, but I think they've probably taken a bit of the fun out of all the design changes, and that's probably because it said Tose were mainly the developer on this PS2 version, not Sega AM2 who did the arcade version. They've used the arcade game assets and everything, but they've clearly adjusted it for the home market, and I'm not entirely sure I like every change they added into this version. Still, it's nice that it actually got home conversion, I will say. In fact, this one quite surprised me because I didn't realise originally that King of Route 66 got a sequel. Just one day one of the team members said, "Hey, have you seen this?" And they actually got a sequel. Like, what, really? It was one of those games that took me a bit by surprise. Smash through that, so that's going to be 50 seconds. We'll drive at this thing. Right, here we go, 28 seconds and I only need 4.
Okay.
1350.
Yes.
Hurry up, there's no time left.
And there we go, 7 seconds. You made it stage 1 clear, so we got all the gems back. Although we're getting cash even when we failed, so we can use it to upgrade the car. We've got to do the same. We've got to probably do a bit of extension. Yeah. So I assume we're going to be a bit further down the track. Thank you, XGaming765. Much appreciated. And thank you to everyone watching the stream. By the way, my name's Random Game Riven on behalf of Randomised Gaming. If you do enjoy our content, please do smash that like button. It is very much appreciated. And if you do like the channel, please do take a look at all the various videos. We do have a video of the arcade version up on the channel. Although I had to get around some bugs in order to play that version, so...
Yeah. Okay.
And we do also have a playthrough of the Dreamcast version. And I should probably try and do... actually unlock everything. Oh, restart. If you miss one on this mode, it's definitely a case of you missed.
Ready? Get going.
Good luck. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. All right. Oh yes. Wow. Yeah. Oh. All right. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
The map's actually a little bit confusing. Can I bring up the map? No.
Go. Yeah.
Okay, so the $64,000 question, how do I get on top of that vehicle? I've just missed one there.
Wow.
Just missed that one.
All right. Yes.
Hurry up, there's no time left.
All right. No.
On top there.
Time's up.
I think we're probably only going to mainly see Illinois tonight, sadly, so apologies if you want to see the other locations. It's the way this one's structured. Unlike the arcade game, it doesn't have a very quick progression. It's a much slower place. You see that the mission structure is very, very different to the arcade game with all the different modes. So I'm just trying to work out how I get on top of that building. I just literally smash through it. Oh, there's one down the side there. Okay, so I have to literally zig and zag in between them. Oh, I've got to get that walkway. Oh, I did. That was the last one. I thought there was still one other one around the top. Collect the rest of the jewels within 220 seconds. Don't let me down. Well, she'd lost 100 jewels and we collected 15, 22, 37. So does that mean we're going to have to collect something like 63 in this one? Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
Ready? Get going.
Collect 50. Great. I think the first question is, am I going to have to drive around this way? Yeah. So I think this is definitely a mode where you're not meant to do it on your first attempt because you've got to figure out the optimal route to go. Because clearly there is no margin of error. You have to get all the gems scattered around the stage. Oh, this is going to be the two stages combined, isn't it? I'm going to be honest, as challenging, it's an interesting mode, but it's quite boring driving around collecting for all these gems.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Wow. Okay. All right. Wow. Yeah. Yes. Oh. Okay. Go. Oh yes. Wow. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Oh yes. Okay.
Oh, I don't believe that. That one just missed that one.
All right.
I've got to take that jump at quite a slow speed.
Okay. Oh.
No, once you miss that one, you ain't getting it that way. We'll go up here.
Oh. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes. Yeah. Oh. Yes. Yes. No.
Hurry up, there's no time left.
Yes. Oh my.
No, it won't let me go that way.
Time's up.
Okay, better than I thought. I probably should have used the nitro a bit more. I might have actually done it. I should use the nitro on that starting bit. It is a little bit bland, I will admit, but let's give it one last. Let's give this stage another shot, and then I'll move on to the main game, the King of Route 66. But yeah, collecting gems, not ideal on A2B. Or maybe I'll give the rival challenge another go and actually try and ram Matey off the road.
Ready? Get going.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Oh. Wow. Yeah. No. Wow. Okay. Wow. Yes. Oh yes. No.
Yes, this is one mode. If you make a mistake like that, you have to retry. I'll give it another shot. use those boostings at the start just to help me get around the starting section as well.
Ready? Get going.
Hang in there. Yeah. My turn. Wow. Okay. My turn. Oh. All right. All right. Oh. Wow. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. All right. Yeah. Oh. Okay. No. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. No. Yes. Yeah. 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 Wow. Yeah. Wow. Yes. Yes. Go. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yes. No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wow. All right. All right. Okay. Okay.
Hurry up, there's no time left.
Yeah. Oh my. Oh.
Time's up.
Okay, so I think with the perfect route you can get that without upgrading the truck. I'm not going to try doing too much fiddling around with the truck. Just to show you, it's definitely a case of you need to learn the route. So this is definitely one where you need to learn the routes in order to play. Because there seems to be an optimal route to take on every stage. So as I go back here, I think this will be the route truck. I'll just see what the upgrades. I could buy better parts as well. So, and hello to Nico, one of our regular channel commentators. This is the king of Route 66 for anyone joining in. Thank you very much for everyone watching. Please do consider hitting that like button if you enjoy the stream. Thank you very much. No exterior parts. I see. You have to buy parts, so. I see, so you can't actually do anything in that one until you've bought stuff, so you've got to go to the tuning shop. Anything in the corkboard yet? Or is this related to finishing the areas? I will admit, driving a 18-wheeler trucker collecting diamonds, not the best way to do it. I remember actually this took me quite a while. The arcade game I was able to breeze quite easily, but this one took me quite a while because they'd upped the difficulty so much. And they'd changed the game, and there are a few bits where literally you have to drive perfectly. Okay, I won't be forwarding that one. What's that one? Just 40,000? So won't be buying anything at present. 100,000, 40,000. Yes, so they really want you to go through muffler. Wow, buying a muffler. So we can actually buy the muffle a bit. Let's see what else. Engine. Hi Nico, you're looking at Nights into Dream. Yeah, there's the PS3, PS2 and Dreamcast version. The PS3 version's based on the PS2 version, so it wasn't bad when I played it the PS3. Well, I played the 360 version of it. Okay, so it's increasing my top speed? Yeah, why not? You can buy an emblem if we want. Hi SNK boy, thanks for briefly joining the stream then. Yeah, I didn't know. I wondered if we might have missed you last night's stream, so. Got the heart, let's buy an emblem. Buy the cheap one just because it looks quite cool. Yeah, when I played through the 360 version of Night, it was decent enough. The weird bit was the weird Saturn's version included on the 360 version, so that was definitely a bit weird, because the supposed Saturn's version wasn't quite actually the Saturn's version. How is that legal? How was what legal? So we got the upgrade max speed type, so we've got match speed equipped to dress up. Just emblem. Just trying to see if we can actually see where the emblem is. Oh, the Saturn's version. Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? It's like, well, it's not even the Saturn's version. Supposedly, they think it was an unfinished PC. They supposedly think Saturn's, yeah, the Saturn's version, they supposedly think, yeah, we have, we can opt out of the UK has opted out of the working prime directive, so I think it's like 12 hours max, because it's supposed 8 hours is the working prime directive, but the UK generally makes you. Yeah, we only did an hour and a half, so this one's probably going to be a shortish one as well. I'm somewhat tired today, so I won't be running a massive stream. No, I will say. Get quite a few. But yeah, the weird piece. I think supposedly the version of Saturn Nights in the PS3 and PS2 version was actually an unfinished PC port, is what the speculation was, and they just ported that. So let's do the main game.
King of Route 66.
Actually, no. Before I do the main game, I'm actually going to do. Let's give the rival chase another one. We're going to see if I can actually smash him off the road. So thanks again to Adam Phantasma who pointed it out. I was probably not reading the text, I must admit. So probably want speed and weight. So let's stick with Soul Man. I think there are quite a few unlockable characters in this one. In fact, this one actually has quite a lot of unlockable content based on the game.
Hey, you!
So we've seen this before. These cutscenes are a bit crazy.
You can do whatever you want and get away with it.
I assume it's the same as the PS3 version.
Do you have something to say?
We'll teach you a lesson, right, bro?
Yeah, I'm not probably going to be streaming too late myself, so I'll be hitting the sack early, so to speak, so I won't be doing probably... We'll definitely be doing something tomorrow. I think we might stream the follow-up to Steep Slope Sliders tomorrow for a Christmassy stream, as tomorrow will be the last stream. I will probably do something Christmassy as well during next week, but I won't be streaming every night. So I've now got to hit this guy. No worries. Thanks for dropping by, 8-bit. I need to restart. No worries, I don't expect everyone to turn up in every stream, so...
Ready? Get going.
Our trucks are invincible. Catch us if you can.
I missed that first hit. Thanks, 8-bit. Very much appreciated. Good night if you're headed off. Headed off as well, Nico, or are you just saying goodbye to 8-bit? Yeah, the Saturn mode in the Panzer Raccoon is actually pretty good. So let's see. Head on. Yes, got him.
Here we go.
Really don't have a lot of time to hit him, that I will say.
Here we go.
Come on, can I get him? So I've still got a while to... We've still got a little way to race. Ah! It's the wrong way. Apologies guys, we were doing this mode earlier, so I really want to try and beat it. Oh! Just missed a couple of chances to hit him. Come on, yeah, you need to get it that way.
Wrong way.
I must admit, we haven't actually got a copy of the Sega Ages version of Panzer Dragoon, so I would like to look at it at some point, because the PS2 version looks quite interesting. Yeah, like you said, it's got the Saturn's mode and everything on it, so I would like to see it, because that was really good, especially compared against the not so great recent remake of Panzer Dragoon. Missed the first hit. Right, let's give this a whirl.
Ready? Get going.
Our trucks are invincible. Catch us if you can.
Yeah, the PS2 version of Panzer Dragoon also has all the difficulties. It has all 6, so it has the 3 Japanese and 3 Western versions, which make it a really nice collection. Okay, this is really annoying, this mode, I have to admit. Especially because there's lots of... Basically, once you hit them, they then flee, and then you've got to get the slow car booster, so...
Here we go.
Can I get him there? Yeah, I can do.
Here we go.
So just in case you have any doubts the AI cheats, this is fundamental proof. It basically accelerates off at set points, so it's really irritating.
Ready? Get going.
Really, really irritating.
Trucks are invincible. Catch us if you can.
Here we go. Here we go. Got it. Wrong way. Here we go. Here we go. Got it. Here we go.
So close on that one. Oh, you're giving it as well. Oh, so the so the Saturn's version. Oh, that's interesting. The PS2 Saturn's version is actually better. Thanks for that, Nico. Interesting to know. Right, let's give it another shot. Nearly. So use the nitrates.
Get going. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Got it. Here we go. Here we go.
I lost? Bro.
Come on! What are you doing? Bigfoot!
Okay, thank you, XGame765. So yes, finally we beat these rival chases are a bit tricky. I think there is like a one-time only arcade news. You've got to do them in one sitting as well.
We've been looking for you.
I still ain't forgotten what you did to me last time. This time we'll show you our true power. What? You dare speak to Lizard Tail in that tone?
You dare stand against us? Bro, man, let's teach this idiot not to mess with Tornado.
Come on, Bigfoot. Show him how strong you really are.
So another match against Bigfoot, yeah. The arcade mode's pretty similar, the main arcade mode. Although, again, as I said, it's a slight alteration of the original arcade mode. So Bigfoot twice in a row. I thought we'd at least do Lizard Tail.
Ready? Get going!
Our trucks are in
Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! Ready? Get going! Here we go! Here we go! Ready?
So yeah, the actual damage system in this mode is quite infuriating. It's not always clear when you're going to impact and hurt one another. And if you get into a tussle left and right, you won't be damaging. So it's not a good idea to get into a tussle. It's better to actually... See again, I hit him there and you hit him there. And my horn seems to be stuck on for some reason. Now that's a bug, let's try again.
Ready? Get going!
Our trucks are invincible.
Here we go! Here we go!
Bro, I lost again.
Actually, I think it's Lizard Tail
Serves
now.
you right, Slowpoke.
But a lot of these modes are very samely. The king of the main king of the main king of the Route 66 mode, which said although it's based on arcade mode, is very similar to this mode.
Hey, you're not getting away.
You can't get away from us.
Now you'll see the true power of our souped-up trucks.
So this is Lizard Tail.
I'll get even with you this time.
Oh, come on, chaps. You've got loads of characters and we keep driving the same person.
What? You trying to say that we're no match for you?
Why, you... Bro, let's...
Come on, Bigfoot. This is your last chance.
Ready? Get going!
Our trucks are invincible. Catch us if you can. I'll run you over.
Here we go!
I don't feel there's an element of luck here because I can see that it's just the way that his truck was. Like, well, I should have hit him a few times at this point. So you can kind of tell when you should get him and when you're not going to, and it's kind of irritating. A slipstream. Let's see if I can get him around this corner.
Here we go!
So there we go. We got the first hit. I'm really checking the amount of times thinking, yeah, that's a hit, and then it doesn't. It is infuriating. The verse element of this is infuriating. Okay, let's see if we can get him. Oh, she got that nitro. Oh, come on. Was that an advert for another game on PS2? No, he's going to beat. I could say this was definitely a short stage.
Ready? Get going. Here we go. Here we go. Got it. Here we go. Ready? Get going.
So yeah, Nights 2 was actually going to be Air Knights, but it... And they did mention that was why the analog, the 3D pad on the Saturn could be detached, because they were going to do it with an infrared controller, but at the time infrared controls weren't good enough. This mode is absolutely infuriating, because half the time you're getting into speed and then it's not clear if you're going to damage him when you impact.
Here we go.
Okay, that's him nearly out.
Got it. Here we go. Here we go. You lose.
If you've ever looked at the Knights 3D analog support pad, if you turn it upside down, you can actually detach a section of it. I think it's the cable section. There was supposed to be a wireless remote that they were going to use, and they actually had it in a few magazines, and they basically said that the reason they didn't do it was supposed to be like a motion control, but at the time they realised motion controls just weren't good enough to be used to make a viable game.
This is what happens when we get serious.
So I'm going to finish there for now. That is, you see, there's quite an infuriating mode, I have to admit. And you've got to win every race in one go. So I'm actually going to do the King of Route 66, the main single-player mode. I'm just going to see if I can load up my save and see where that leaves me, if I can select the previous maps.
The king of
Or whether I'll
Route
just have to
66.
start over again.
You want something done right? You gotta do it yourself. Here I come.
Okay, I'll then load up my save. Literally, it throws me into the last mission of the game. Yeah, that's why it is detachable, the pad. Although nothing can fit actually used it because they never did the wireless controls. But it's certainly nice to know why it's detachable, because it was always a bit weird the sort of cable was detachable, and that was why. It's meant to be a battery pack and a basically virtual controller. So I think with this one, this is actually the final stage in arcade mode. I'll quickly show you. Sadly, you can't go back and select the levels. You can only do them in, it's basically like a progressive run, so it forces you to do the next stage. You can't go.
We finally made it this far. Your love for the road has inspired everyone. Listen! Everyone's here to support you! This is your last job. Good luck!
Step on the gas! Hook the trailer up! Ready? Get going! Looking good, looking good. There's no time left. Stop. All set. You. How dare you stand in the way of Tornado? I am crowned the president of Tornado. You come around here with talk of freedom, of outdated ideals? It makes me sick. Those useless ideals mean nothing in today's world. They're all a hideous lie. And I will prove it to you.
Yes, this is the final boss, as you've guessed, X Gaming 765. It also says that there in the poster, but yeah, this is the final race in the game. And this is also the last race in the arcade, the original arcade as well, with the Ferris wheel. Although in the original arcade version it's just you versus Lizard Tail, whereas in this one they've added in additional characters to Tornado.
Get going. This is Mr. Crown. I'll show you how cruel this world can be. Give it up. You cannot defeat Tornado with those pitiful skills. You cannot defeat me. Here we go. 66 is mine now.
And you'll notice I took a load of the shortcuts. That's because you cannot beat him, and basically his drive is almost perfect. So you have to basically take all the shortcuts. I vaguely remember the route to go, but that wasn't the ideal run. But let's give it another whirl.
Ready? Get to Mr. Crown. I'll show you how cruel this world can be. Give it up. You cannot defeat Tornado with those pitiful skills. Here we go. Give up while you still can. Wow, excellent. You cannot defeat him. Give up while you still can. You cannot defeat him. Give up while you still can. Here we go. Excellent. You lose.
And this one is a case of pixel perfect jumps. Literally, you've got to get the timing, everything right. I'll give it another shot. Give a couple more. I won't spend too long on this. I might go back to the start just to show the beginning as well. Nice.
Mr. Crown, I'll show you how cruel this world can be.
It's nice you get all the destruction bonuses, but the camera angle at this point is pretty terrible. It would be nice if the base game, basically, if that was transparent. That really could do with being transparent.
Here we go. I think it's time for you to find a new career. You cannot defeat me. Give up while you still can. Here we go. Enjoy yourself.
Oh, and the other thing is you actually lose a nitro. So basically you get one nitro for parking it perfectly, but you have to basically then beat him in that one race where you have the extra nitro, otherwise you lose it. It's not impossible, I have done it, but it does require pretty much taking the perfect route, getting the max speed and not screwing up in the slightest. And at the minute you just literally cannot get any speed loss, and you've got to get all the speed bumps and everything spot on. I think with this one he's going to win. Let's restart.
Ready? Get to Mr. Crown.
So basically, the reason I reset there is you basically have to be, when I won this race, you'd have to be ahead of him at set points. If you're not ahead of him at set points, you will lose. It's a guaranteed loss. So I've got to make sure that when I hit that lower part of the road, I actually seem to remember using the nitro for the jumps as well wasn't optimal. Although you get the nice splash. But obviously he just wrecks everything in his path and does everything he possibly can to hinder your progress. And there, he's just actually whacked me there, hence why. And you have got to take the shortcuts. I mean, just look at him go there. You see him on the map, he is just speeding around like there is no tomorrow. So I'll show you once if I try to do him the normal way, and you can see him absolutely thump me. So if I try to take no shortcuts, yeah, there are scripted sections where he pretty much takes over, so you literally have to beat him. But this to show you how difficult. I did this whole playthrough and I found this difficulty really, really agitating when I actually did the full run. It became a battle of just learning how to beat the enemy truck, so it wasn't actually that fun. In comparison to the actual arcade game, which is a much smoother gameplay, driving mechanics. And if you watch the arcade video we've got on the channel, the only downside I had with the arcade video was there was a bug where, because we were using an emulator, I could not brake, so I had to accelerate everything at max speed, including the yeah, I should probably save the nitro to the very end, but that includes the terrible other thing that doesn't help is driving when you have a Ferris wheel. That should be transparent. That should have a transparency. There's one time a game should have a transparency. It's that there. I should be able to see through that so I can actually see where I'm driving, because that really hinders your view, to say the least. Okay, he's pretty much won after running me off the road there. You can't see the cars ahead or anything. It's literally like a... yeah, it's literally like you've got something just sitting in front of your vision. It is terrible. Okay, let's try and...
Here we go!
Do it this time. Ah, no, I just messed up the jump at the end there. And he's going to hit me again. Try that again. So I need to basically be very tactful for where I save the actual nitros. Using them at specific points, I remember, was how you won it.
Ready?
This time I'm just going to follow him directly, just to see how it goes if you directly follow him.
Get off my freeway before you hurt yourself.
No, sadly not. Let's try it again. So basically, yeah, it's just basically get it quite right. You're actually better actually just following him directly. But yeah, if you try and take certain routes, he's just going to mully you.
I think it's time for you to find a new career. You cannot defeat Tornado with those pitiful skills. I think it's time for you to find a new career. Get off my freeway before you hurt yourself. You cannot defeat Tornado with those pitiful skills. You cannot defeat me. Give up while you still can. Get off my freeway before you hurt yourself. Here we go. Give up while you still can.
Okay, just messed up with that corner. Basically, you need to save your nitros to right at the end because, in case you haven't noticed, you will gain on him and he will always gain on you. There is nothing you can do. He just gets turbo boost whenever you get ahead. He's just shooting up and it's just so aggravating. Basically, he's got slow car booster on to make sure he's menacing you the whole time you are playing.
Get off my freeway before you hurt yourself.
Yeah, just look at the speed of his dot goes when you take certain shortcuts, just it's zooming around. Although that last time I screwed up by taking the corner too sharp. Or too early. I should have got him right at the end.
You cannot defeat Tornado with those pitiful skills. Get off my freeway before you hurt yourself. You cannot defeat me. Give up while you still can. I think it's time for you to find a new career.
And bear in mind, every single race in the King of Route 66 is rubber banded, so it makes the arcade mode quite an infuriating experience in comparison to the original arcade version. Oh, and there he goes with a super speed boost, yeah, you just literally saw him go round that corner at insane speed. So it's quite fun to show just how irritating the end boss, but yeah, the whole game in King of Route 66 mode is this difficult. And more random luck than skill. Having that extra turbo really helps as well.
You cannot defeat Tornado with those pitiful skills. You cannot
And as you may have already guessed, he does like to ram you a lot, so you will get rammed by him left, right and centre, as you may have seen me occasionally crash into walls, as he's literally just ramming me. Which is just infuriating. So at this point he's slowing down, I'm speeding up. This is basically, I've got slow car boost on present, but as soon as we hit this corner, that's when things will change. So destruction bonus, I've got turbo boost. Is there any point in me using a turbo? No, because he will gain on me straight away if I do that. Yes, you summed it up perfectly. The AI is at the rubber banding in this. And bear in mind, every race in the single player mode is like this. So I didn't want to start from the beginning because you'd just seen the the opening stage again that I'd shown you earlier. So I thought, well, I might as well show you the last stage as I got here and previously finished it. I mean, taking shortcuts is pretty pointless because he just goes crazy whenever you do. Just something. No, it doesn't matter. I can actually just catch him because I will automatically catch him at this point. And there's definitely changes in how the game slightly handles between the two views as well. So. So you watch, he's slowed down at present, so I can just literally... And there he goes with a turbo boost. Okay, Night X Gaming 760. X Gaming, thanks for joining the stream. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Cheers. Yeah, hopefully I'll see if I can finish it just to show you the ending. If not, I will definitely do a playthrough at some point of this version, but this was just so aggravating. This would be a game I'd literally do a stage, video one stage, and then move on to the next one and do it like the next day over a few days.
Route 66 is mine now.
The insane speed. Yeah, it's quite good to show this, just to show you how insane the AI is. Thanks for all the likes, everyone. Very much appreciated. As always, if you enjoy this stream, please hit the like button. So as I said, we've shown all the various modes, and I thought I'd just load my save just to show you the final boss. I do remember this guy took me about 2 hours to beat originally. I think I actually would load the save to get the third turbo boost, because you could use it very tactically in the end. There was a way I managed to, in the end, consistently fool the AI so you could beat him, so... But largely this is visually a perfect recreation of the arcade game. Yeah, don't worry, I know exactly the words I would use to sum up rubber banding as well, and yeah, they would not be broadcastable. But basically, if you are a games developer and you're looking at doing racing game, you want to get your QA testers to get really good at the game and then basically use their ghost cars to set the best ones, but make sure you don't use the very best ghost cars, use the ones down. That's how you set good AI. So basically you have a different time. So you make your easy AI based on like when the testers first played it, your medium AI when they've got some experience, and your hard AI when they're sort of veterans of the game. And that's a really good way of doing it. What you don't do is build an AI like this that literally just sticks to the player like super glue and then shoots off when you're getting near the X. I mean, this AI is absolutely horrible. It's not fun, it's not well done, it's just the signs of people who don't know how to make a racing game. And I have to admit, Tose didn't do that many racing games, so... Still... Incidentally, that was one of the other things. The route you saw me going in the first couple of runs, that's actually the route you have to take in the arcade version. Because in the arcade version, you get so little time. If you do the main route that he's doing now, you would run out of time in the arcade version. But do bear in mind, in the arcade version, you're not racing Crown. Crown is an exclusive character for the PlayStation 2 version. You're just doing another race against Lizardtail in the original Route of 66 arcade game, and you can actually see this stage in our Route of 66 playthrough. We actually do a full playthrough of the Route 66 on the original arcade version, and it's well worth looking at because the games are quite a bit different. Although, as I mentioned earlier, we had an issue where I did it on emulator and there was a bug with the emulator would crash if I didn't not press accelerate, so you'll see the accelerating the whole time in our video, which did mean there were a few unfortunate crashes when I was showing off the arcade version, as in me crashing the truck, because if I let go of the accelerate, the arcade game would crash due to a bug with the setup. Can I get ahead of me? No, he just smashed me. Hi Nephasia, this is the King of Route 66. It is actually the sequel to 18-wheeler America All Pro Trucker by Sega. This is the PlayStation 2 version. So, and I'm actually showing off the last stage. We've gone through the stream, showing off the various different modes. This is the last stage of the original arcade mode, but this is basically they've rejigged the mode in this PlayStation 2 version. So instead of it being against the clock, it's now against a ruthlessly hard AI, but it's quite fun to be able to just wreck everything as you go. In fact, I'll take the secret route again this time, just for the fun and kick, see if we get to do silly things like jump off oil refineries. Chemical plant 66. Route 66 is a well-known one of the American highways in America. There's even a song about it. Up on Route 66. This version is actually pretty much a perfect visual graphics representation of the arcade, but they have made quite a few changes to the gameplay for the arcade mode. I'm just cruising through everything at the minute. This does slow me down quite a bit, but I just let it. I was hoping there might be a bonus nitro, but I don't think you get bonus nitro in this mode. There we go, massive. Finally go. Tornado Express, yeah, that's what those signs say. I've currently got a massive Ferris wheel on my back, which completely blocks all my vision of sight, so it makes driving in that view almost impossible. And here we go with the final bit. So again, I'll give it a whirl, the turbo. I think actually being behind helps because you can catch up to the AI when you're in boost mode.
Here we go. Here we go.
Ah, he was ahead of me. Yeah, so the secret route slows you down too much. In the arcade mode, however, that route I've just shown, if you don't do, you won't win because you don't get enough time. So it's a bit weird. The route you would go in the arcade version is the actual original model. No, it's a Naomi board arcade game. It's not the route you'd go in the PlayStation 2 home port because they changed the game up. But then this PlayStation home port was partly developed by Tose. And I do wish Tose had stayed closer to the original arcade game, or at least it fully included the original arcade game. It does seem Tose didn't quite know what they were doing, and it's not the first time I played a game Tose has worked on where they didn't know quite what they were doing. I can't say I was overly impressed with Dark Souls 2, which I know was FromSoft B Team and Tose in conjunction. Yeah, as we said earlier, the trucks. Yeah, that's what I described. The trucks drive as if the rules of physics don't exist. He just speeds up at colossal speeds, set points to catch up. And he gets the turbo boost right at the end as well, so you literally have to stay ahead of him as much as possible. Of course, staying ahead of him is actually quite tricky in this one. So I'm actually going to try to stay that side because else he's going to smash you. See if I can get in a slipstream. I might take the bridge jump. See if I can get the bridge jump. If you get the bridge jump right, you should be able to do it. Ah, he just weaves all over the road as well.
Here we go. Here we go.
The jump off the end of the pier is really... am I going to make it? No. I mean, his AI is just ruthless. It's absolutely ruthless. It's basically said it's more luck than skill to win this race. And not having that third turbo boost is actually quite disadvantageous.
Ready?
If I get ahead of him earlier, he will definitely just win the race. think I might try the last 2 turbos on the straight and just before. So basically you have to let him, you do need to be in the advantage. So he can't be ahead because he gets basically a boost right at the end to make sure he wins. But I might just be able to get the last 2 just to pip him and to block him like crazy, although he seems to have the priority when ramming you. Okay, thanks for joining the stream, Nico. Yeah, I think I'm going to finish for now. I'm going to probably finish not to self myself. I don't think I'm going to be beating it tonight. I think I need a bit more practice. You have to basically master the route. But thanks for joining, guys. Thanks, Nico. I will try a few more times before I give in. One thing's for sure, I never realised how much stuffed toys slowed down 18-wheeler trucks. Yes, a bit of a joke there. There's some slightly, as Nico just said, there are some weird things with the laws of physics going on in this game. Not least because of how he drives like a man possessed, weaving all over the road, and stays ahead of you no matter what in this final stretch. Pretty much, you get a few opportunities to get past him, but he just quickly catches up and you've basically got to cheat and block him out behind you once you get ahead of him.
Here we go. Here we go.
Whoa! Oh yeah, boy, we brought that drugger home. Yes, that is how aggravating that race is. As you see, there's some very tactical turboing at the end. You basically got to follow him behind and just hope you nip it. Yeah, I think if you're far enough behind, the turbo boost doesn't take.
Well done! I knew you'd do it. You're number one!
Thanks!
All right.
Oh, Route 66 is ours again.
Hey, where are we headed to? Don't know. Just going where the wind takes us, I guess.
Boss. Boss?
Where the wind takes ya. I remember feeling that way a long time ago. Route 66, the great American highway. Its legend lives on in the hearts and minds of America.
Okay, so that is the end of the King of Route 66 mode. I'm not actually going to go play anymore, so I'm going to bother typing in the name. As you can see, that has been a good fun stream. It's definitely a tough game, King of Route 66. I do feel they made the game too hard. I prefer the arcade version, which is much more balanced. Has a very different way how it plays against the whereas the PS2 version, you're racing all the rival drivers. In the arcade version, it's more like traditional arcade races where you're just set against the clock. And I do feel I prefer the actual arcade version. There's no direct arcade mode in this. The King of Route 66 is the closest mode to the arcade, but even then it's got a number of changes, such as you get additional characters, the storyline, and the fact you're having to race the drivers rather than actually just race against the clock to deliver the cargo on time. I do prefer the original game, the arcade game, an 18-wheeler, because the difficulty you saw there, his truck just auto drives. Basically, I think I won because I was so far back enough that I got the turbo boost, and then basically I was far back enough that the game gave me the slow car booster and then boosted. Hi X Gaming. Thanks, I thought you had finished the stream, but yeah, glad you enjoyed it. Glad you saw me win, so I will finish there. Thank you very much, everyone. As always, if you enjoy our streams, please do hit the like button. Thank you. And if you like the channel's content, please do consider subscribing to Randomised Gaming. Much appreciated. I've been your host for Stream Random Gamer Riven, and I will say I wish you a good night, a good evening, good morning, or a good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I'm going to finish tonight. Right now it's 17 past midnight, so that was a good time to finish the stream. Thank you very much, as always. If you haven't told, we did show a selection of the modes. I just said some of the other modes, like there's quite a lot of modes to this, so it's quite a heavy content version of the game, which is nice. But some of the modes, like the collecting the diamonds, driving around, collecting the diamonds, that's a really boring mode. And in fact, you've got to know the exact route. It's not like you've got just a specific thing. I mean, the road challenges were a slightly bit better, but again, the difficulty, clearly Tose felt the need to just ramp up the difficulty to get as much replay value as possible. Perhaps because the original 18-wheeler on Dreamcast was a very short game, and aside from a few unlockables, there really wasn't a huge amount of content in it. I think you just need to finish it with all the different characters, and you could unlock so you could unlock Lizard Tail, which I never actually unlocked in the Dreamcast version, so I should actually go around to unlocking Lizard Tail, then doing a playthrough as him at some point, so that'll be something to look forward to in the future. Anyway, that's it from me. I'm going to finish. As said, good night. As always, click that like button and subscribe. Just a final reminder. Thank you very much, everyone. We will see you tomorrow. We will be doing something festive. I think we'll try and do something festive related. Tomorrow will be the last weekday stream for this year. I might do one next week, like a Christmas stream, but tomorrow's Fight Night stream will be a bit Christmassy, I feel. It may even be I may even rename it the Christmas stream, but I hope you all have a good evening, and if in the event we don't see you, have a good Christmas, as I know we're not going to be around that much, but I'll put a message up on the channel when we do, over the next week. But I do hope you enjoyed this stream, and I will see you all soon. So see you all tomorrow. Good night.